Right now, somewhere between 20 and 35% of all residential toilets in the United States are leaking. Multiple research studies have confirmed that range. Most of the people who own those toilets have no idea. The leak is silent. No puddle on the floor. No dripping sound. No visible sign at all. Just water trickling from the tank into the bowl and down the drain 24 hours a day, while you sleep, while you work, while you are on vacation. The Environmental Protection Agency says a leaking toilet can waste up to 200 gallons of water a day. The part responsible is a rubber disc the size of a hockey puck. It costs $5 at any hardware store. It takes 2 minutes to swap out. No tools, no plumber, no permit. And the average American household has never once checked theirs. If you have ever looked at a water bill and thought that seems high, this is very likely why. Here is how it works. Inside the back of every standard toilet is a tank full of water. At the bottom of that tank is a round rubber seal called a flapper. When you press the handle, a chain lifts the flapper. Water rushes from the tank into the bowl. The flapper drops back down, seals the opening, and the tank refills. That cycle happens 5 to 10 times a day in a typical household. Every flush, the flapper lifts, drops, and seals. Thousands of times a year, year after year, while sitting submerged in water the entire time. And that water is not neutral. Municipal water systems add chlorine to keep the supply safe. That chlorine slowly attacks the rubber. Hard water minerals score the sealing surface. After 3 to 5 years, the flapper warps. It stiffens. It cracks. And it stops making a clean seal against the valve seat. What happens next is almost invisible. Water trickles past the damaged seal. Not a rush, not a stream, just a slow, steady seep from the tank into the bowl, then down the drain. The tank level drops a 1/4 inch. The fill valve kicks on for 10 seconds, tops it off, and shuts down. 5 minutes later, same thing. 10 seconds of filling. 5 minutes of silence. Then again, and again, all day, all night. That is what plumbers call a phantom flush. The toilet sounds like it is flushing itself at random. Most people hear it and assume it is normal. It is not normal. It is money leaving your house through a pipe. Now here is the math that makes it real. A toilet tank holds roughly 2 gallons. If the flapper leak is bad enough that the tank drains and refills every 30 minutes, and that is a moderate leak, not a worst case, that is 96 refills in 24 hours. Call it 2 gallons each. That is close to 200 gallons a day, running constantly. Your water heater does not use that much. Your shower does not use that much. A single leaking toilet can become the largest water draw in your house, and it produces nothing. No clean dishes, no hot shower, no laundry, just water cycling through a tank, past a bad seal, and into a drain. Think of it like a car that burns half a tank of gas every night while parked in the driveway. No dashboard light, no engine noise. You would just watch your fuel costs climb month after month and never know why. All right, here is where it gets interesting and a little infuriating. Millions of American households drop blue chlorine tablets into their toilet tanks. The drop-in cleaning pucks. You have seen them. They are marketed as a convenient way to keep your toilet fresh and clean. You drop one in the tank, it dissolves slowly, releases bleach into the water, and your toilet stays blue and sanitized between cleanings. Sounds fine. Here's what the packaging does not emphasize. Those tablets destroy the flapper. Toilet manufacturers noticed an immediate surge in leakage complaints after drop-in tablets hit the market in the early 1990s. The concentrated bleach eats the rubber. It makes the flapper brittle, warped, and unable to hold a seal. Fluidmaster, the largest toilet parts manufacturer in the country, explicitly warns customers not to use in-tank bleach tablets. Their own testing shows the tablets can degrade a flapper from a 5-year lifespan to under 2 years. Kohler puts a sticker inside the tank of every new toilet it sells. The sticker says, in plain language, that damage from in-tank cleaning products voids your warranty. The American Society of Plumbing Engineers reports that nearly 30% of toilet repair calls involve flapper damage from chemical cleaners. So follow the chain. You buy a cleaning product designed to sit inside your toilet tank. That product gradually destroys the rubber seal. The destroyed seal creates a silent leak, and the leak quietly inflates your water bill. You call a plumber, or you buy a new toilet. The cleaning product company then sells you another tablet. Nobody designed that cycle on purpose. But nobody in the chain has any financial reason to break it either. The cleaning product company sells tablets, the plumber bills for the repair, the water utility bills for the usage, and the flapper manufacturer sells another flapper. Everyone gets paid. The only person who loses is the one standing in the kitchen wondering why the water bill went up $40. Now let me put some numbers on what this looks like at scale. The EPA estimates that household leaks waste nearly 1 trillion gallons of water per year in the United States. That is equal to the annual water use of 11 million homes. 10% of American homes have leaks wasting 90 gallons or more per day. Toilets are the single most common source. In 2025, New York City's Department of Environmental Protection sent nearly 48,000 leak alerts to customers whose water usage had spiked. Those alerts helped prevent an estimated 1.7 billion gallons of wasted water. More than $29 million in savings for New Yorkers in one city in 1 year. And New York is one of the few cities that actually runs an alert program. Most don't. Most water utilities have no system for telling you your toilet is leaking. You find out when the bill arrives, or you don't find out at all. The Pacific Institute, a water research nonprofit, ran a pilot project in Los Angeles. They installed 1,198 leak sensors on toilets across 8 affordable housing buildings managed by the city's housing authority. What they found was staggering. 51% of all toilet water in those buildings was being lost to leaks. More than half the water going through the toilets was waste. Not from excessive flushing, from silent leaks that no one had detected because nobody was checking. The fix in nearly every case was the same. Readjust or replace the flapper. The building saw an 11% reduction in total water use and a 12% drop in water bills. Half the water. Gone. Through a $5 rubber disc that nobody had looked at. So the obvious question, why doesn't someone just tell every homeowner to check their flapper once a year? The United States plumbing industry generates over $160 billion in annual revenue. A plumber's minimum service call runs $50 to $150 just to show up. The average toilet repair bill lands between $150 and $300. Replacing a $5 flapper does not justify sending a truck. When a homeowner calls about a running toilet, the economics push toward bigger work. A new fill valve assembly, a flush valve replacement, or the recommendation that often closes the conversation, just replace the whole toilet. That is $350 to $800 installed. A $5 fix that takes 2 minutes generates exactly zero revenue for anyone in that chain. This is not a conspiracy, it is just math. The incentive to tell you about the flapper is not aligned with anyone who profits from the problem it causes. And remember, the average American home has 2 to 3 toilets. If one is leaking, the numbers I just described apply. If 2 are leaking, which is common in any house older than 10 years where nobody has thought to check, you are potentially doubling that waste. Every toilet in the house is on the same timer, the same chlorine eating the same rubber on the same schedule. The odds that only one has failed are lower than you think. Now, a few things worth knowing if you want to check yours today. The diagnostic takes less time than making coffee. Drop a few drops of food coloring into your toilet tank. Any color. Don't flush. Wait 15 minutes. If the color shows up in the bowl, your flapper is leaking. That test is recommended by the EPA, the New York City DEP, and virtually every water utility in the country. It costs nothing. The fix is just as simple. Turn off the water behind the toilet, flush to drain the tank, and unhook the old flapper from the overflow tube. It lifts right off, and when you pull it out, you'll see exactly why your toilet was leaking. A new flapper is smooth, flexible, and makes a clean seal when you press it flat. A worn one feels different immediately. The rubber is stiff. It might be slimy with mineral buildup or crumbling at the edges. If you've been using chlorine tablets, it may be warped into a slight curve that will never sit flat again. That texture, that stiff, degraded rubber, is what $300 a year in wasted water feels like in your hand. Snap the new one on, reconnect the chain with about ½ an inch of slack. Turn the water back on. Done. The change isn't dramatic. What you notice is what stops. That faint sound of water running you had stopped hearing because it had been going on for months. The fill valve had been cycling every few minutes, all day and all night. Then it goes quiet. The toilet fills once and stays full. Your next water bill arrives, and the number is lower. Maybe $15, maybe $40. Multiply that by 12 months, and you are looking at real money that had been running down the drain while you slept. A basic universal flapper can cost as little as $1 or $2 online. Branded flappers at your local hardware store are between $5 and $8. The average American home has 2 or 3 toilets. Replacing every flapper in the house costs under $20 and takes less than 15 minutes total. Compare that to a plumber's service call for a running toilet, $150 to $300. Compare that to a new toilet, $350 to $800 installed. Compare that to the water you've already lost, potentially hundreds of dollars this year alone, and last year, and the year before that. One more thing. If you use those blue drop in tablets, remove them today. They are doing more damage to your toilet than the dirt they are cleaning. Every major toilet manufacturer says so. Every major flapper manufacturer says so. Clean the bowl with a brush and a bottle of cleaner, the way it was done, before someone figured out how to sell you a product that creates the problem that the next product then solves. The flapper is the smallest example of something that runs through your entire house. The most expensive failures are almost never the ones that announce themselves. They are the quiet ones, the slow leaks, the parts that wear out on a schedule nobody teaches you because nobody profits from you knowing. Most of what this channel covers lives in that gap between what the fix actually costs and what the industry charges you because you did not know the fix existed. If that is the kind of thing worth knowing, subscribe. There is more coming.